Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Chase. So today we are going to go through some of your questions, do somewhat of a trading psychology part 3. Um, as usual, big shout out to PrimeXBT for sponsoring this video. Show them some love. Links at the bottom of the video here. You can sign up, get a 50% deposit bonus. Alright, so let's start. We'll start with Salto. He said, have you been addicted to follow CT before you started being profitable? What has changed, not really talking about TA knowledge, when you noticed profits started growing? I think in the very beginning I was not addicted, right? I've always been addicted to video games. That's my real addiction. But my in the beginning I was definitely trying to learn and take in as much knowledge as possible, and there were definitely some accounts that were like my go-tos. But over time, more and more, as I've, as you guys have probably seen with me, people who follow me, a lot of them praise me, but I'm sure the people who follow me very closely also see that I lose a lot as well. And that's just part of the game. I think we really need to normalize losing, because even though I do, end up profitable, there are still losing trades, obviously, and losing ideas. And I think one of the big problems is that like tonight I poked fun at myself, and I said I was really just trolling myself, and I posted a picture of like a sort of like a somewhat of a sad ape, and I said I thought I was shorting liquidity, but I ended up being liquidity, something like that, and it was like a puzzled / sad looking ape. And I got like 2 DMs that they were like, bro, are you okay? Are you gonna keep posting? I'm like, what is going on? Like, I just, I took a loss on one trade. It's perfectly fine. I'm taking many trades per week. Just because I lose one doesn't mean I'm wiped out or liquidated or anything. So I think the whole I think there's this idea that like one loss and you're done. Like, you have to build, and get all these home runs, and it's just crazy. Like, that people think like you take one loss and you're like done for. Okay, 1 second. All right, so back to the question. Yeah, I definitely followed some people closely, but I also realized that those people were wrong a lot of the time. Even though I saw them be right some of the time, I also saw them be wrong a lot of the time. And I realized that it's like anything else in life. If you want something done right, you usually have to do it yourself, or you have to learn about it yourself. You can't just copy. Salsa says that a lot. With even if you copied his trades exactly, you'd never come out the same, because you wouldn't manage them like he does. And there's definitely a ton of truth to that. Is that I could give you entry, stop, TP, but there's so many times where I might adjust my stop for a specific goal, technical reason, never off of fear or anything like that, or I might adjust my TP based off of a technical reason as well. Okay, so what really helped me start profiting more often was to just focus on my own ideas. It's something that's in my pinned tweet, is just to reduce size and trade more, and I really believe that, because that's how you will learn the fastest way. That's the fastest way you're going to learn. If you can, what setups work for you, and what style of trading works for you, and having all that screen time is going to pay off. You're going to start profiting more once you trade more and practice more. That's really it. It's like anything else. Like, if you were asking me, how do I get the ball in the hoop more? If you're playing basketball, how do I hit more shots? You got to practice. Trading's no different. You got to practice. Sorry, I just ate some food. Something stuck in my throat. 1 second. All right. Next question is from Jack. He asks, any good books that help you become a better trader? I love Twitter. Actual help is few and far between. Well, I've listened to 2 audiobooks. I forget the name of the one because a lot of people liked it, but I honestly couldn't bear it. I didn't like it at all. The one that I do remember is the one with reminiscences or whatever of a stock operator. I think it's the story of I think his name was Jesse Livermore or something of that nature. But he was a guy who, like, you know, turned nothing into millions like multiple times. Um, yeah, I'll let you check it out for yourself. But I think there's some good lessons in there. Although I will admit that after I tried to implement some of those things, I think I gave back a lot of my profit to the market. He had a way of trading to where he often like compounded his winners like a lot, and I think I started trying that style, and it was working for me. But at the end, you like almost always take a big hit because your position size gets so big from compounding your winner, and then eventually it goes against you. At least in crypto, you get like, because you got to remember this guy was trading in the 1920s or something. I don't know what the charts looked like back then, but in crypto you get those crazy wicks, and it would just wipe out so much gain. And I really only did it for a few trades, and I was like, this isn't for me. But there was definitely some valuable information in there nonetheless. So you could check that out. Okay, from Crypto PH. I loved your last video. My biggest problem right now seems to be that I'm a huge bull-tard and I can't hold a short for more than 5 minutes, and that I don't want to take profit at resistance. I fool myself into thinking it'll go up forever without going down even 10%. Well, thank you, Crypto PH, about loving my last video. I think this is a matter of discipline, right? Because you literally just said what your problem is. You don't need me to help you. You just need to hold your short for more than 5 minutes, aka you need discipline. You need to take profit at resistance, aka stick to your plan and be disciplined about it. And stop fooling yourself into thinking it's going to go up forever, because that's not how it works. Now, if you want something that, outside of, what I said is the truth, right? But perhaps something that can help you in the meantime, I would recommend, doing layered take profits, right? So have a take profit that's fairly reserved and conservative, and then you have one that's sort of in the middle ground, and then you could have like a greedy take profit. Okay, you could have 3 take profits, you could have 4, however you want to set them up, but at least you'll be taking some profit, and you could tell yourself, hey, I can stick to my plan here because I still have parts of my position are going to be closed at higher prices in case it continues to run. Okay, so that should help you with that. Started to watch your first vid. Great so far, thanks. Thank you, Tuna. Okay, what do you mean by chop? We are having one big breakdown / correction. Am I getting anything wrong? Okay, I'm not sure. It's probably in relate to what I said. We'll do another sideline till resolution, outlining the 50 ways this chop could end. Okay, so what did I mean? Typically when I say chop, for me it's usually specifically bearish chop, which means that the overall trend is down, in like a bull trend, right? So we're in a bull trend, but the short-term trend is down, and it keeps like spiking up and faking out and making people think that the bottom's in when it's really not. So that's usually what I mean by chop. Is it's just like it's very difficult to get short because all the good shorts are already gone, and you also don't want to get long because every single up move is like a fake out. So people just get chopped up thinking that it's the bottom over and over and over again, or they get chopped up trying to short, and then a wick goes up and spikes them out, and then it continues downwards. So they would have been right if they didn't have a stop, but it's very difficult to play without a stop, probably only for someone who's extremely experienced. So that's what I mean by chop. Strategies for scaling of BTC. Okay, I'm not sure what you're writing here. Assuming we do continue this bull run. So I assume you're saying strategies for scaling into BTC. I mean, it's the usual, right, dollar cost average, but I don't know, man. I can't really. It's extremely difficult for me to tell somebody, like, if my own mother asked me, oh, do I start scaling into Bitcoin at 50,000? I probably say no. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, though, right? But I just wouldn't put someone in that type of position. I think it's just too much risk at the moment. We'll have to see where we head from here. But overall, if you are, set on scaling in, and that's something that you want to do, and you think that in 3 years from now or something that Bitcoin's going to be $300,000 or something crazy like that, and you're set on doing it, then you just dollar cost average in. If you have $1,000, buy $100 worth every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. How do you manage sleep? Me personally, I just sleep when I want. If you're talking about, if you want a quick answer about when is the best time to be awake for the crypto markets, it's usually around the New York Open, in my opinion. You usually get your best volatility and your biggest moves around there. Now, there are plenty of times I remember where I was awake in the middle of the night and we got crazy moves. But I think that if you had to tally up all the volatility over time, it's usually like the New York Open. That is the most volatile and provides you with some of the cleanest setups. It's usually like stop runs overnight for the US. Like US goes to bed and you get some like weird stop runs and stuff, and then you get continuation in the morning right around the US Open. Sometimes it's even a few hours before. Like it won't be like, so if the US Open is like 9 a.m. Eastern time in New York, sometimes the continuation move starts around like 6 in the morning, or like 6, yeah, right around 6 in the morning is usually where you want to be awake and ready to trade, if anything, or at least take a look at the chart and see if your setup's coming to fruition. So that's if I had to pick a time to always be awake, that would be my time. But how do I personally manage sleep is this is sort of why I got in, not necessarily why I got into crypto, right, but it's something that is crypto allows me to do, because I'm really like finicky with sleep and food and like exercising and a lot of that stuff. Like sometimes I'll wake up at literally 5 p.m. like or 6 p.m. at night or something, and I'll work out in the middle of the night or something. I'll go to bed at 11 in the morning. I'll go to bed at 9 p.m. It doesn't really matter. I'll go to bed at whatever time I want to go to bed. I wake up whenever I want to wake up. I usually need about 10 hours of sleep. I like to stay awake for, I'm not the normal person who usually does like 16 hours awake and then 8 hours of sleep or something. I usually like to be awake for like 18 hours, just the way my brain sort of works. I'm not forcing it. It's just how I do. I don't get tired that early. So I'm usually awake for like 18 hours, but then I usually need to sleep for like 10 hours. And if I don't sleep for 9 or 10 hours, I'm not in I'm not even like 90 percentile. Like I need all the sleep that I need. And that's it. I sleep as long as I want. I go to sleep whenever I want. I don't worry about the market. I do wake up, if we're getting vivid here, I wake up to pee probably like 2 times. So I wake up, I sit down at the computer for 2-3 minutes, just check, see if there's anything that had developed. I don't get into trades unless I already had them mapped out and something's like very cleanly playing how I expected to, and I can hop in within 2 minutes and be content and leave it and not worry about it at all. Then hold on, I just hit my wire. Yeah, we're still good. Yeah, that would be a situation where I would get in, but I definitely don't ruin my sleep in order to trade. I did in the beginning though. Within my first year or two, I would wake up in the middle of the night, like if something was happening and I needed to be on, I would totally do it. Or if I was, back then, it was a lot of shitcoin trading and stuff, and if I was in like a brand new shitcoin or something and I needed to see where it was gonna go, I would stay up, whatever needed to be done in order to, make as much money as possible. Yeah, the rotating sleep schedule. Yeah, sometimes I used to do that stuff to give everyone equal time, and just to be around. But really, it's not. Sleep. Once again, sleep is like sleep is necessary, right? Just you got to treat your, we're getting slightly off topic from trading, but you have to treat yourself well. When it comes to food, exercise, sleep. These are things I think are crucial. You got to take care of yourself if you want to be in a proper mind state to do this stuff. This tweet is from a suspended account. Apparently that one's gone. And then this guy asks if you expect a Bloody Monday. Yeah, I don't think I ever commented on that, but that's about it. Alright, so let's talk about some other things. I'll just go off the top here. Give me a sec. Alright, so let's talk. What's going on in crypto right now? Well, we had the big down move from 58K. And I'll be honest, I did not really see that coming. That one sort of took me off guard. I really thought we were going to like high 60s first, where I was going to, I was really going to push more to USD at that point. And man, it definitely took me off guard a bit. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because, as I've told you guys many times, I usually try to keep a very balanced portfolio. Hopefully everything doesn't go to zero because obviously it would hurt. But if it did, I would still be fine in terms of being able to support myself for some time. I'm not like some of the other people on CT. I'm not quote unquote set. I'm not retired, anything like that. But I'd even if everything went to zero, I'd still be able to take care of myself for a few years. So that's really important to me, and I think it's really important to your mental state and how you're trading is to make sure that you have a somewhat balanced portfolio. Okay, especially when you're young, you could be a bit greedy, and you could take a few more risks. But as you get a little older, if you have responsibilities and whatnot, you need to make sure that you do have some money set aside, that you are going to be okay until you can get back on your feet if there was something crazy to happen. I'm not saying anything like that is going to happen. I think we're still strong. We didn't even test, to 40Ks or anything. We had bounced off an area actually that I had originally spoken about, and then it was consolidating for too long, so I retracted those bids. That is something I've done in my career a lot, is that consolidation sort of scares me out of my bids because I think it's going to go lower. I'm not sure what the answer is. It's still something I'm working on, I guess. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's difficult for me to give a lesson there because I don't really know exactly what it is. I feel like on another day it would have went lower. If it's just a different scenario. I'm not sure what necessarily brought the bounce outside of we did have a 4-hour block there, but for a 4-hour block to stop that whole downtrend is pretty interesting. It might not be over. We'll see. What else did I want to talk about? We talked about that in the beginning. I talked about how I got stopped out and how we need to normalize losing more, because it's just everybody thinks like you take one loss, you're wiped out, and it's not the case at all, guys. Perfectly fine. And let me talk about my mindset actually. Don't watch yourself get stopped out. You've probably experienced this. Like, you'll be at the computer or something, and the stop is headed towards your, like price is headed towards your stop. Don't like stare at it and try to weasel your way out of it or something, or close early or whatever. Because I've had price come so close to my stop sometime and then go to my target. Like it's crazy. It's not like it happens all the time, but I've definitely seen it happen. So your stop is probably your stop for a reason, unless something has like technically changed. But 9 out of 10 times your stop is your stop. You don't need to stare at it. You don't need to like feel the pain as it hits. Just keep on doing what you were doing with your day, and let it rock. I got stopped out, and I looked. It was a 1 hour loss. Risk reward, as we've talked about. If my account's say my account is I always do this. My account's $1,000 and I'm risking 1% per trade. It's like what, $10? guess it would be $10 per trade or something. Yeah, because 100 would be 10% per trade. Yeah, so yeah, it's not it's just one risk that I lost, and I still got many more left. So don't get caught up in losing. Just making sure that your position size is something that not that you don't care about your money, right? Because we all care about our money, but it shouldn't be something that upsets you. I literally got stopped out and didn't phase me a bit. It's okay. If I get stopped out 4 or 5 more times or something in a row, I might start to get a little annoyed. But I'm gonna be more annoyed that not about the money I'm losing, but that my strategies aren't working. Okay, and that's when it's really high. That's when it's really time to like figure out what I'm doing wrong or what's different in the market, etc. Okay, so that's a stop out, right? Yeah, so just trying to walk you guys through my day. Yeah, I got stopped out. No big deal. I sit back for a little, right? I don't need to get right back into a trade, even if it looks like it, hit my level and then reversed on me. Sort of stopped me out, and then it's going back in the direction of my profit or my take profit. It is what it is. It's perfectly okay. It just means either that I was wrong technically, or it means that something has changed in the market that's causing these type of fluctuations. So I'll have to wait and see how that develops. Okay, anything else? Yeah, I do think it's good to talk about, we'll talk about the negative sentiment the other day. Just when, when price was going down, I put a tweet out about this, but people are getting like real nasty all of a sudden. Like everywhere you look, like someone's like, either talking shit or they're saying, paid shill or it's like, or all these, stupid, offensive projects that people are putting on Binance Smart Chain. It was just like everyone was like just going like crazy all at once. People just need to calm down. Like it's okay. It's at the end of the day, it's just money. And I know like oh, it's just money to you because you already have money. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not set. I'm not retired. I still got work to do. But at the end of the day, you have to remember what's more important is health, family, all that type of stuff. And this is just what we do. And if price is going down, you need to adjust and be ready to take action on it. Not be a whiny bitch. Okay, that's about it for that. And also the last thing is to, last thing I wanted to talk about is to embrace, crypto, right? I think there's a lot of change going on to where we're seeing, we went from just, if we really wanted to start from the beginning, you had your crazy altcoin, like, throw money at the wall back in like 2015, 2016, you were just like a millionaire by late 2017, because literally everything popped. Then you had like ICO season, Ether Delta season. You had like, random alt pops here and there, but a majority of it from there to there was, from like 2018 to mid 2019 was your margin trading and all that and whatnot. And then, we sort of, we're going to skip forward now, but got into the whole DeFi thing and then, trading. And basically what I'm getting at is that there's a lot of people who are very reserved in what they do. They only want to do technicals. They only want to do fundamentals. Obviously, the best is to have, both worlds. You're sort of going to be unstoppable there. And also, as I've said, embrace crypto and the new things in it. And trust me, it's very difficult, when you're talking about these new things, like especially for me, it's these NFTs. I think there is validity to the space. I want to say that first off. But I also think that, some of it is a huge bubble, like people buying the video clip of Logan Paul opening a Charizard. Like, I'm just going to say it, like, in 2 years or something, literally no one cares. Like, no one's going to care who owns, quote unquote, owns that clip. I'll literally go on YouTube and just clip it myself. And I know that sort of like defeats the whole, but it's on the blockchain purpose, but I just don't think anyone cares. I don't think people will care. I think if there's like cool art and stuff, and there's like original creators and you know, the stuff that's going on deeper, maybe there's more value there. And obviously there's a lot of money to be made in the NFT space, but I mean, I'm certainly not buying these like buying tops on like Logan Paul, like his like golden cards, like fake Pokemon card with him on it or something. Like, hell no, I'm not spending $17,000 on that. I don't care if they go to 100K or whatnot. It's too risky. In my opinion, that part of the space is a bubble, and I'm just not really interested in it. With that said, I am very interested in, you know, like NFT projects like Terra Virtua and stuff. I was in that from 4 cents, and it went all the way up to $1. That was basically, you know, like a what's that? From 4 to 100. I don't know, man. My mental math is trash. Let's see. It's a 25x. So yeah, 25x on that. Definitely take that. Not saying that I sold the top, right? But that was a 25x. I think I took at like 12x, and then I took some more around like 15x or something like that. I didn't hit the full thing, but hey, you know, point being is there's NFT projects out there, and there's going to be a lot to be made off them, and they're not to be ignored. Same goes with, you know, if you watched ICO season in 2017 and you're not trying to take advantage of these IDOs now, I mean, Jesus, it's the same exact thing. It's the same thing, man. The Dragon Chain went like 80x back in the day. Now you got like all these different IDOs that are going 15x, 50x, 100x. You got to get involved to the best of your ability. Even if that's just, you know, signing up on the whitelist lotteries or whatever, go for it. And yeah, again, people got to stop like hating and talking shit on it. Like, I'm trying to get whitelisted to some of these things. I'm literally posting, you know, I'm trying to get whitelisted, and then I'm putting in my whitelist thing, you know, man, I can't talk tonight. The link to my post, and you know, trying to show that I could, you know, bring some engagement or whatever to their project. And literally, I'm asking to be added to the whitelist lottery, and I got people in the comment section talking about, oh, so you're paid too? Like what the hell are you talking about? I'm trying to get in the lottery. Like people are so uninformed about all this stuff, it's just absurd. So I'm trying to get into all the IDOs I can. Why not? It's free money, just like the ICOs were in 2017. It's once again, it's not something to be ignored. Okay. And to be honest, there's a lot of cool ass projects too. Like you got Poke that's gonna have like those betting markets, right? That's dope. I've been trying to bet on UFC with crypto for a long time. And if you really like dig into it and you see like how the whoever validates the information gets like rep, and if you don't validate the information correctly, you're you like lose collateral in the market or whatever. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I know you lose your collateral or you get reputation. So it's like the information has to be accurate from the third party, otherwise that third party's losing money, something along those lines. So there's awesome projects out there, right? And yeah, I think people are just being blinded by I don't know what, but people are just like trying to be haters for some reason. Like just enjoy it while it's here, and try to get in these things. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be trying to get in as much as I possibly can. All right, so we covered the questions. We talked about some psychology about getting stopped out and normalizing losses and whatnot. We talked about NFTs. We talked about IDOs. Think that about covers everything. So to wrap this up, as usual, keep trading. Try to get more active into crypto. Doesn't necessarily mean activity doesn't necessarily mean shit posting on Twitter and whatnot. If you're trying to build like a following or something, obviously it helps a bit. But really, at the end of the day, as long as you're focusing on your trading, you're and trying to focus on some fundamentals and learning new things about what could be entering the space. I mean, you could stay ahead of people like crazy in this space if you're really willing to put in the time. So yeah, definitely try to stay on top of all this new stuff that's coming out, and try to get in if you can. All right. Shout out to PrimeXBT for sponsoring these videos. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.